being one voice that has spoken loudly about this tax reform. Like the governor of Nasarawa State is back on the program. Governor Abdullahi Sule, it's good to see you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Would I say congratulations to you?
I think it's a wonderful day for Nigeria. Congratulations to Nigeria. Because at the end of the day, we have achieved something through consultations. First, congratulations to Mr. President for actually guiding us through the process. When we met with Mr. President recently, he said that most of these observations you have, you can actually go ahead and amend them without necessarily withdrawing the bill. You remember the contentious issues that we have as far as the bill is concerned is one on the VAT. Two, on the VAT is combination of so many issues, but one on the VAT. Secondly, the other issue that we have, and we continue to mention it, is the aspect of saying that as far as Naseni, Ted Fund, and the rest of that, we're actually going to be phased out. We express big concerns as far as those areas are concerned. And then we came back about the sharing formula of the VAC itself, where we were saying that about 60% of it was going to be taken and kept aside and be paid based on derivation. And I think that's where the heated debates are. So at the end of the day, I thank God Almighty that they have been, the Tax Reform Committee, chaired by both Taiwo Oyedele and Zach Adedeji, understood our positions based on what Mr. President has said. And I remember appearing on your program, recently when I said, the moment Mr. President said, you can go and make changes, I am perfectly okay, I'm satisfied. We are going to wait for the day of they are going to have the meeting, and we will present them. And today we presented them, and definitely they accepted them, and everybody was relieved. And the people who were calling us names are now to be the ones who will understand whether what we were saying makes sense or not.
So let's clear the air about, first and foremost, before I get deep into the meat of the matter, the politics of it. Would this affect the North negatively?
The way it's presented today, it shall affect the North positively. The reason why I'm telling you that, one of the biggest things that the North, all over the North, are fighting for, and that's what we initiated and we were fighting, is a situation where you said you are going to increase VAT from the 7.5% today that is there to 10% this year, in fact, starting this month, and then to 12.5%, and then to 15%, which means you are going to double it. We were concerned that by doing that, it was going to actually increase the huge inflation that we have at the moment. The inflation of Nigeria today is about 34%. And what I was explaining earlier today is that this 34% is actually in the states where I lived and worked for, say, like Lagos. But if you move to the deep north, it's far more than 34%. It's maybe somewhere around maybe 50% even. So it is the average that they take about, because in the north, we are not so lucky with the planning in the past to have industries, to have people who can work, to have people who can have purchasing power, to have people who can do that. So it will affect them the moment you increase VAT, because prices of items will increase. And so the people cannot afford. So a lot of people will actually go and live without the rice, without the sugar, without all the other things that attract VAT. Today, I'm the happiest person when we presented that, and the committee said, if this is what you believe is the right thing, go ahead.
So I asked you that question because there were those who believe that the interest of the North, there will be, it's going to be jeopardized, that the North is going to feel the brunt of it if it was passed. But as it is right now, and I'm going to show our viewers what you agreed, the new formula that you agree with the tax reform.
Yes.
So now there seems to be the tension that should be calm in the North, that this is in the interest of Nigeria.
Yes, this is done not actually just for the North. It will affect every state that has similar challenges with the North. There are so many other states in the South that have similar challenges in the North. I'm married from the East. I travel extensively in the East. I was an MD of 2 companies that are all over Nigeria. I move all over Nigeria.
So you are Wazobia?
Yeah, and I know the situation that we have, in some other parts of the South. Some southern states are doing fantastic, but there are so many southern states that are not doing so well, just like the North. So that's why I say it is for Nigeria. it is not really
so
a lot uncertain.
As a cake, our tax law, the bodies of laws that we have guiding taxation in Nigeria has been, there were those who also worry that in northern Nigeria, the issue of inheritance is a major concern. Does this agreement today also settle and clear the air about what could become a danger to the principles of inheritance in the north?
No, you see, the aspect of that is that it's already in the existing law. There has been some misinformation about some items of this tax reform bill. As I said, there were 4 bills. But most of the time, people keep looking at the tax bill, There is also the registration bill is part of it. There is also, there are 4 bills in totality, So there is a bill that addresses multiple taxation. There are so many good things about this particular reform, but there are things that affect people negatively. I don't want to say that not only affects people generally negatively, because inflation is everywhere. When there is inflation, high prices, it will affect everybody, and things like that. So when we brought it up, it's just that the northern governors brought the matter up. But the northern governors brought a matter that affects the whole of Nigeria. And I had somebody arguing that, no, it's just second-term governors, it's all crap. It's people who don't understand what is happening. In reality, at that meeting that we had of 19 northern governors, everybody agreed with the position that the northern governors took. So it's not about the first time or second time or third time governors or this and that. It's not about that. It's about interests of Nigeria. And I'm happy that today we have been able to arrive at something. So I congratulate Mr. President for that. I congratulate Zag Adedeji for that. I congratulate Oyedele, for that. The reason why I'm congratulating them, for you to put up a position and a debate to be put forward, and for you to accept that, okay, it's a superior debate, I accept. It's not an easy thing. Not everybody has the capacity to do that.